starting with the left side of the fuselage here in step 1. Several things we have to do before the two halves of the fuselage are put together. We're going to do some painting, and we're going to add a few parts. This is step 1 and partway through step 2. The interior of both halves of the fuselage have been painted. The oxygen tanks have been put in. The sleeve there with the polycap, and then here's the other side. This green did not come out too well. It's way too shiny for one thing. It should be flat. But the paints that I mixed on here were both X gloss colors. X25 and X13 metallic blue. X25 was clear green. I'm going to do something different. I just don't like the way that looks. Thing is, though, I may not, because you're not going to see it at all. So I think I'll just leave it. I don't know. We'll see. But I got the little lever in there where the cockpit is. And like I said, the oxygen tanks. Right now, I'm working on the right half of the fuselage, and I'm putting together this little box that has a spring put in it. And that consists of 2 plastic parts with a spring in it. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Yeah, there it is. 2 plastic parts with a spring in it, and I'll show you that this, watch this, it pushes in and the spring actually works. Now we need to add another part on top of that, and that's going to get added into the rear tail section of the fuselage, and this whole mechanism is going to be able to be part of the horizontal stabilizers, along with another polycap and some sort of a lever device. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to finish this little spring box and attach it to the inside of this fuselage. There's also 2 other parts as seen right here. One is a hydraulic pressure tank. And this other one is a shelf with some sort of box on it. I don't know if it's supposed to be the radio or what. But that's going to go inside this fuselage also. It's going to be right behind the pilot seat. Okay. Both halves of the fuselage are now together. I originally just dry fitted them and taped them together to make sure that they fit, and they seem to fit just fine. And so now I've applied glue to all the seams, and they're all gluing up right now. And the next step is to put this strip of fuselage on the top where this vacant area is here. And this just lays in there. There's a couple of tabs that line up, and they just go in, and it all lines up and lays down in there just fine. So it's going to apply a little bit of glue to that, and that'll be the end of step 3. All right. I am now starting to build the cockpit modules. And this is all the instrumentation that will be inside the cockpit against the walls. And there's several steps to do this. just started with step 4. Then we do 5, which is more, adding more and more stuff to these modules until eventually we get to building the cockpit floor. So let's see how far we can get with this today. Here I've made a start. So let's just carry on and see what happens. Okay, I have the left and right cockpit modules finished up with all the instruments and the cockpit floor also. So according to the instructions, in step 6, this is the point we're going to put these 3 pieces, these 3 sub-assemblies together. All right, well, let's see how it goes. And here's the cockpit floor with the 2 side modules all glued together now. And I've started on the back area where the seat's going to be. Okay, this entire cockpit subassembly, is done, including the machine guns, the fuel tank. It's all there. There's a fuel tank and an oil tank, apparently. So far, so good. So what's going to happen next is this is going to be inserted into the fuselage. So I have the horizontal stabilizers and the rudder all installed. And went on pretty easily and fit really nice. I've started working on the undercarriage bays. And the bottom section of the wing. This brings me to let's see, I'm just starting on step 25. I have a few doors to put on, and then I'm going to be putting the undercarriage bays in place. Then it won't be long before I start mating the 2 surfaces of the wings together.